Laughing Vikings Live. High vibe chats with actors, comedians, and creators, plus stand-up comedy, sketch comedy, and most importantly, you. That's right, join us every Monday for new episodes, and you can be a part of the show on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and Twitch. Ask questions and interact in the comments, and make sure to share this with your actor, comedian, and creator friends so they can be a part of the show too. Can't make a live show? No problem. You can catch up on your favorite podcast platform and visit laughingvikings.com to find out how you can join the cast and crew. All right, it's time for today's show. Buckle up and make sure you stick around to the end because we have a special surprise for you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is Laughing Vikings Live. Happy Monday Fun Day. Let's go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode... Oh, I don't remember what episode number this is.
Oh, man, that alley is hilarious. Have you been out there?
Not today. How is it?
Oh, man. Oh, that is...
Do you think anyone out there can tell us what episode number this is?
This is episode 92. It's a hell of a year, 1992. That was the year that I won the Ontario Provincial Championships in baseball. Also the year that the Blue Jays won their first World Series. It was a big year in baseball.
I was one.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah.
You had
I
completed,
existed.
You had completed one rotation around the earth.
I did. Thank you.
And I had completed 14. I had mastered baseball.
Mastered baseball. Yeah, how fast was your pitch at that point? You were 14.
At 14, I was probably mid 70s, I think, by mid to high 70s. I topped at around 80.
Okay. And that was when you were 17, 18?
Yeah, well, 14, then I was probably throwing like 70, and then by 17, 18, 80, low 80.
Nice.
I didn't peak. I peaked at like 16. Then I started having shoulder problems. The problem when you're a good pitcher is they just continue to use you over and over again. Not throwing any blame. It's just the way it is. It's like your best players, you throw them in there, and it wasn't like we had like sports medicine physiotherapists. I remember in 93, the year after we won the provincials in our hometown, we were hometown heroes. It was amazing. And we were underdogs. Our team, we actually, I think our overall record during the season, the regular season, we didn't play that many games, but we were 12-24, which is terrible. That means we were losing 2 out of 3 of our games.
Yeah.
But we hosted the All Ontarios, and as the host team, you get everyone's favorite word, bye. So we were just like into the finals because you're hosting.
Yeah.
But we underperformed. We had a great team, but there was a lot of guys on the team that didn't take it that serious, or they took the fun of it was more fun than the seriousness of it. So it was kind of like, also it was like, there might have been some guys who were 14, 15 and underage drinkers too. So they were just like, they were partying the night before. So like back in the day, it was a different time, Brandon. It was a different time. And I remember, so the year we won in 92, when I was like 14, 15, the next year we went to the finals in Sault Ste. Marie and to defend our championship. So I'm jumping around a little bit, but to finish the championship series, we were the underdogs and we went 5-0 that weekend as the home team. We were the home team crowd, but everyone knew that we were better than we were. We were like, we shit the bed during the regular season because no one was focused. Maybe now that I think back of it, maybe because we knew we were going to be hosting the finals. Maybe that was in our mind a little bit. Never in my mind. I always play to win. I was never dogging it, but I think there were some people who were dogging it. But it was really fun. Even when we were losing, it's like your best buddies and your best mates. So it's like, not that you want to, obviously winning is more fun than losing, but just playing is also really fun. So whatever. But the weekend, the championship weekend, we won. We all like overachieved, played to our full limits and potential. We won 5 games in a row. We won the championships, and then we got a fire truck ride parade. They took us down the main street of Aurelia. In a fire truck, we're waving. People were going crazy. Oh my God, you saved the town. You guys are so good at baseball. We totally thought you were going to suck because you underperformed the entire year, but you pulled it out in the end like a miracle. Yeah, I was riding high. But the reason I started to tell that story is the next year, I remember being in the finals in Sault Ste. Marie, and in between innings, I would come back to the dugout and my shoulder would just be like throbbing, and I would reach for water. I'd reach for a water bottle, and doing this hurt as like a 15-year-old. Like, I need some Gatorade. Ooh, my shoulder hurts. So I got some rotator cuff. I got some lingering rotator cuff injuries in here. I'm like Napoleon Dynamite's uncle. Back in '82, I could throw a baseball a quarter mile. See the mountains over there? I got it. I used to have it. I was scouted by the Expos and the San Diego Padres. Fun fact. Then I never got better. It was like, ooh, that kid, he's 16. He's that good when he was 16. Imagine when he's 20. And then my shoulder just got worse, and I didn't end up throwing faster.
That's fair. It
was partly my fault. No, it didn't suck at all. Part of the reason that the other reason I heard it is I got really hooked on volleyball as well. So my shoulder never had an off season. I would play baseball and beach volleyball all summer long, just back and forth. So this and volleyball all day long, and then the next day I would have a game and go pitch. And then in the fall at high school, I would play high school boys volleyball. Then in the winter, I would play club volleyball for like the traveling team, and coach the girls volleyball team, or like assistant coach. So for like 12 months out of the year for 4 straight years, my shoulder was just doing this. It was just like this 1,000 times. And then finally my rotator cuff was like, we need a bit of a break. And my rotator cuff is just shredded like pulled pork in there. Doesn't hurt now. I think I can come back. That's why I'm going to come back.
Come back, kid. Come back. Everyone loves a comeback story, Lars.
I want to come back. I just want to do a walk-on for the Jays and just be like their specialty guy that comes on in certain scenarios just for like 3 batters or 1 inning, maybe in blowouts. Mostly going to throw fork balls, knuckle balls.
Oh, yeah, because that was a fork. Maybe. Was your fork ball your specialty?
I gotta say it was, but the action on it was more like a knuckleball than a traditional fork ball. It was more of an off-speed fork ball, and traditionally a fork ball and or a split-fingered fastball, they have some dive and some sink to them. Mine, man, I would just let it go, and you wouldn't know where it would end up. So the bottom would drop out of it, left, right. One time, me and a catcher buddy, we were like, "Do you want to just throw fork balls this whole game?" And we threw for like 6 innings. I didn't throw another pitch except a fork ball, and we did. I think we're pretty sure we won the game and struck out a bunch of guys. So yeah, It was legendary. Yeah. I'm gonna bring the fork ball out of retirement. There, we said it. We said it here. I've announced it. We're bringing the fork ball back out of retirement. Toronto Blue Jays, let me know when you're next walk on. I was gonna say auditions.
Lars is ready. Lars is ready. Blue Jays.
I do want to play. One of my bucket list goals is to be in a baseball movie and or series. I'll make that happen. Yeah, here, I'm going to put my hat on just to
do it.
And speaking of the Blue Jays, we went to the Jays game this weekend on Father's Day. I was able to take my father, Citizen of the Year, Fred Larson, to the Jays game. And they were playing the Yankees. Looked like it was going to be terrible. They were down 8-3 early, and it was like, the Jays are going to get swept by the Yankees. But then they hit a grand slam, making it 8-7. Then they hit a 3-run homer, making it 10-7. Then they gave up a couple runs back to them, and it was 10-9. But they pulled it out. Romano, at the end, their closer, was able to shut them down. And 50,000 fathers and sons singing Cats in the Cradle and single tears in their eyes, knowing that baseball brought those fathers, sons, and daughters, not just fathers and sons, fathers, sons, and daughters together on baseball. That's one of the great things about baseball. It's very has a real fatherly family element to it traditionally, as do most sports, I suppose. It just depends what your dad's into or what the kid's into.
Mm-hmm.
But there's nothing like having a game of catch with your dad, huh, Brandon?
No, there is nothing quite like it. Yeah. And you know, and as a terrible thrower, my dad was a very good sport.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
he
I
doesn't
was
have an arm.
my dad definitely does.
Oh, he does.
I am terrible.
Oh, you're terrible.
Oh
Ooh.
yeah, my aim is just so
Oh,
bad. Like, you know
come
how
on.
at basketball I miss most of the time. Yeah,
No,
it's
you're
even
decent at
worse in
basketball.
baseball. It's even worse in baseball. It's going this way, it's going that way, and yeah. After a while, my dad was like, "Yeah, I'm not running for those anymore. You're going to be running for
Practice.
all of those."
You know how you get to Carnegie Hall to play baseball? Practice. That's what they say about Carnegie Hall. Yeah, that I appreciate your honesty and self-awareness to say that you are not good at it yet. Currently, you're striving towards be better with a little more practice. I think you got to practice because I don't know that I can it changes things between us now for me to look at you and be around you as a human, not knowing that you have that skill. It's like, can I be around this guy anymore? You can't throw a baseball or play.
I mean, I can throw one. It's not a good throw.
You just can't, but you need to be able to throw it at the spot that you're throwing it at. It can't just be a random ball launcher.
It finds its way, Lars. Like that's what a ball's supposed to do. It finds its way.
All right. Well, when
are we going to come out with those seeker balls where they find the right point?
A heat-seeking GPS.
Yeah,
I see.
When are we going to come out with that? I think that's the real question here.
Kind of takes the sport out of it, don't you think?
Meh.
Or unless the sport like to engineer the best balls and bats, and the other team they can bring their own super bats, super robot bats.
Let's do it. That's it. That's the new sport.
I think there was an old Nintendo game like that where everyone had superpowers, and it was like baseball wars or something like that, where pitchers could throw flaming balls and the bats. Ooh. You could hit an earthquake ball, and it was all kinds of stuff.
I think you're right about that. I think there was a game like that.
Oh, I'm right. I'm right.
Okay.
All right. Well, we're not going to talk about baseball this whole episode, are we? Or are we? Are we? Or are we?
Maybe this was all a red herring.
No, we're going to talk about.
Tech Talk.
Tech Talk. It was funny that we're going to talk about Tech Talk as I think you were looking at your camera, adjusting the blur and the focus on your camera. Sometimes I'm the one adjusting the blur and focus on my camera. But yeah, we're going to talk about tech. For all the actors out there, or really even if you're not an actor, if you're just a person in life, having good tech setup is, unless you're off the grid, if you're one of those off the gridders, more power to you. You got your little vegetable garden in the middle of the woods and a windmill to power everything.
Ooh, yeah.
But if you're like the rest of us and you live in this 3D world of society and media, you got to have a good tech setup. So we always talk about auditions here. And a big reason that Actors Audition Club exists is so that actors don't need to think about tech. They just book their sessions, focus on their craft and their performance and making their strong choices, and then come in and have someone run the tech and run the session and edit it all for them. But there's still a certain level of technical savvy that I think is important for actors to have, and not even important, necessary these days. Which is the challenge for a lot of actors, because the challenge used to be, now it's part of the job's description is, can you run Zoom? Do you have a webcam? Do you have a phone cam? Do you have a mobile studio? When you're on the road, do you have your studio? Do you have your backup studio? Can you edit? Can you post to all these social platforms? So this episode is just to talk about some of those things. And again, I think our goal is always to strive to get better. So wherever notch you are today, tech wise, can you up level your home studio setup? Can you get a little better? Can you be a little more prepared? so that all of this stuff, because you're right, if you're an actor, you could be begrudgingly saying like, oh, why do I got to worry about this stuff? Like, I just want to be an actor, and then now I got to be an editor and figure out Zoom and be on the screens all day long. So you got to know it enough, or you got to delegate it. But at least know it enough so you don't need to be stressed about it. So you're just competent, which makes you able to be confident, and then you don't have to sweat it. It's just like not a big thing. Because the last thing that you want is extra stress going in, like, oh, is my camera going to be set up? Can they hear me? Can they see me? Is my lighting fucked? Like all of these things, you want to remove that, and just really, it's all clear the path, clear the runway, so you can just deliver the goods in a performance of a lifetime. But there's some tech steps that go along to it. So that's the preamble to today. And I will say today, we even no, I'll save that. I'll save it for later. What's number one? You got a talking point number one?
Number one is have a backup camera ready. Now, a lot of this topic came from, we run Zoom sessions here at the studio, and sometimes there are tech issues that go wrong that you don't really have control over. Sometimes the Wi-Fi starts going funky. Sometimes things happen. And really, especially if you're recording over Zoom, your agent might not submit that tape because either the camera is blurry, the sound is wonky, it's not good, it's not submittable. Like we want to be submitting our best possible tape, which is why, especially when you come to the studio here at Laughing Vikings, we take away all those issues for you so that all you have to do is come in and play. But if you're booking a Zoom session with us, your Wi-Fi, your internet is being relied on to do some of this stuff, to have a strong connection so that there is no delay in the reader speaking or you speaking, or like if it goes or something like that, something during the take.
If it goes what? If it goes what?
If it goes something like that,
I like
it's not submittable.
That's my favorite part in the audition, when it goes,
really?
ooh, they're like, ooh, I love this. That was a strong choice there. Yeah, I mean, these are, again, we always talk about this. These are massive opportunities. Any single audition could be the one that changes the trajectory of your career. At the very least, you want to continually be moving in a forward, hopefully upward direction. But also, what does that even mean? But you want to be continuing to improve and putting your best foot out there, and everything that can distract them from you and your eyes and your reactions on camera, like tech, like sound, like focus, like lighting, all of those things. You want to have it on lockdown. And I think that for some people, it might be like, oh my God, extra camera. It's like, I don't have thousands of dollars. Just focus on the first camera. And then if you have a backup, have a backup. It's like, and then if you can have a backup to the backup, and you got a backup, it's just how many layers of foolproof systems. And then what does that allow you to do? It allows you to just rest assured, hey, nothing ever goes wrong. And when it does, I have the solution to that. And when it goes double wrong, I got the number 2 solution, because I got a double backup, you know? So
and really, the best and most simple backup is this. We've talked about this before. Your phone is a fantastic backup. Most of the time, it has a stronger camera than Zoom does.
Yeah, especially now.
Yeah, especially now with technology and such. If you have either your phone or another like HD camera or something like that you can just press record, and like if your internet's wonky and your reader's sort of cutting in and out, that's not bad. That's not as bad as having you, the focal point of the audition, being cutting in and out or freezing or that sound.
That just can't happen.
That can't happen.
You really have to have the professionalism of what professional TV and film looks like. And you never watch a TV show and you're like, oh, did the sound just cut out there? Or, oh, did it just slow down and the frame rate got all fucked up and then I couldn't see them and then I couldn't hear them? It's like that never happens. So I would say like never submit something that is anything less than it's like we talk about how sports referees, the best referees are in hockey are the best baseball umpires. Ideally, you don't even think about them. They just do their job and you don't even notice them. When you do notice them, it's usually because they've made a mistake or they've made some controversial call. And it's the same with tech. You notice it when it's bad. You're not usually looking at an Oscar-winning film going, wow, everything is in focus and I can hear everything.
Yeah. It's also important to note that, especially with Zoom, it downgrades the quality of the tape.
Zoom traditionally makes it 720p as well, and
so so especially filming on your phone, it'll be a stronger resolution. So again, it's just good to have these backup plans for if something fails. That's why we're doing this today. That's why we're talking about this, so that you're ready to go when you have that big audition and you're not fumbling around and like, oh my God, the Zoom isn't working. My Wi-Fi is cutting in and out. What am I supposed to do?
Right.
Now, have something, be prepared.
And that would extend to batteries, to SD cards.
Yes.
Like, don't only have one battery or one charger. It's like, how many times have you lost a charger and then been like, oh, fuck, I don't have a charger. But if you ever lose a charger and you have a backup charger, it doesn't affect your life at all.
Yeah.
Like, then you just got to make a mental note. Oh, at some point I'll go replace the backup. But it's like forgetting your charger, or say you're on the road. A lot of times actors go on the road and you're in a hotel, and that's when you get the big thing when you're on vacation. Either you're on the road working, like you're out of town, or you're just on a vacation. And the old adage is like, you want to get a big audition, it's book out with your agent and go take a vacation. And the day you arrive, you're going to get an audition request. But you got to have gear for that stuff too, so that you're not missing out on opportunities. Or you have to be okay with, hey, I'm going to miss out on opportunities because I don't have my tech shit together. Backup cameras. And you're really most phone cameras are amazing. Laptop cameras seem to be still lagging behind. Like most people, if you just are using your onboard laptop, chances are it's maybe not high quality enough. You might need to upgrade to a webcam. So look into that as well.
Which is a great segue into number 2 for this. Invest in equipment. Invest in, and like I was just listening to a podcast about this today, the TOVO podcast with Jonathan Sconza. Fantastic. I highly recommend it. And he was talking to Daryl Hogan, who works with Kim Herden Casting, and he was talking about the steps. There's steps that go into this process of the acting and voiceover and anything that you decide to do process. Learn the technologies as you go. You don't need to start with the best and most expensive camera there is. You can, but why not just invest in something that's $50, maybe $100, and then move up from there. Progressively get better and progressively get smarter in this business. That's what this business is all about. And that's what makes it exciting, is that the more you do, the more you're going to learn about this technology and about the certain like a webcam that can zoom in and out, or something along those lines, or even having just a backup Wi-Fi router or something like that. So that way, if one Wi-Fi goes out, you have another backup ready to go, and you don't even need to worry about anything, right? Because it's all about that progression. Like you're not gonna be the star of a $100 million movie right off the top. Progressively get better. Progressively invest in tech as you go along, because that will help you along the way.
Yeah, you just got to understand that you're a professional. So at some point, it's like, I mean, it doesn't matter what field it is in, you need the professional equipment. You got to use what the pros use, and realize there's a reason that they use that type of equipment as well. And that there's a difference. It might, like, when you're entering a space, especially if we're speaking, I mean, I know we have tons of people who are seasoned vets who listen and watch the podcast. If you're in the space of like the newer person entering the industry, you don't know what you don't know. So if you come in with the lowest quality, like minimum, like standards, you stand out as you're an amateur who doesn't know what they're doing and isn't where they need to be. And you don't want that. So, so yeah, do what you can with what you got. So if you're like, oh, I don't have that much money, well, invest as much as you can. And also you need to be making a decision, like, how bad do you want this? If in your head, your vision is 6 figures, 7 figures, A-lister, leads of things, well, all of those people aren't spending their entire time worrying about $100 for a webcam. You know what I mean? Like, and again, there's a little cart before the horse, and you got to make it happen early on, but scratch and claw for everything that you can in the beginning. And you'd be amazed what you find used. You can ask friends. It's like the amount of photographers who bought DSLR cameras because they wanted to be photographers, but then they're just hobbyists who are dabbling, and then they have this $2,000 camera in their closet, not doing anything. It's like you find that stuff for sale all the time. So if you don't want to spend new, there's something to say about new, because maybe you get warranties and then you know that everything is taken care of that way. But if you're concerned about the money, then buy it for half price or a third of the price used, and that's great. You know, even things like backdrops and lighting, they're like so easy to find on secondhand shops, or even like nowadays garage sales. You see tripods at garage sales all the time, or Value Village. You see tripods. Photography, so many people want to be photographers that everyone's bought the equipment, and then people realize that they don't want to do it as a profession, and it just sits there. Like, it's like people who buy Bowflexes or treadmills, or you know, like it just exists. So yeah, you can find it, but yeah, see it as an investment, not as you see it as a cost, or I can't afford that. Also, that whole mentality, you want to be moving from scarcity into an abundant mindset. So if you're thinking, oh, I can't afford that, well, how can I afford it? Can you trade? Can you barter? Can you do a little work at a job to save up the money? Can you find it for less than market? Do you know someone who has one where you can just trade it? Hey, I'll come and mow your lawn if I can use your state-of-the-art camera setup in your studio. It's like, figure it out, really, is the lesson. And just raise your own personal standards is what we're talking about with all of this. It's like the tech, all of this tech talk is only to serve a better end production and end product in your auditions to help you book these roles. So whatever you can do to make that better, then do it. Number three,
plug your computer into the Wi-Fi. Very simple. I feel it's pretty self-explanatory.
Right.
Get that router cable, plug it in, and you shouldn't have any tech trouble.
Right. So you're saying hardwire yourself into the internet rather than use the Wi-Fi. Yeah. So yeah, hardwire is great, because then you're just directly into the router, into the modem, less chance for things to potentially go wrong for you. Although Wi-Fi is pretty great these days too. So it's also like, but then what's the, like, that 1% chance of something going wrong? Then maybe
because then it just takes the guesswork out of it, right? Like, it's like, okay, it's plugged in, I am hardwired into this, I don't need to worry about it. And and if you have a backup to that, even better.
And everyone listening who is an actor who is auditioning currently will know that a lot of the casting places in their breakdowns and audition requests list all this stuff, because they've probably received hundreds, if not thousands, of awful auditions that maybe the performance wasn't awful, but the tech was crap on it. And they're like, we can't do anything with this. This person, even if they were a great actor, it looks like they're unprofessional, or they're an amateur, or it's just unbearable. You can't see them, you can't hear them, so they can't possibly consider them. That's a factor in things. And so much so that they're like, hey, here are all the things you should be doing. Here's a big, like, 2-page description of shoot in landscape, not in portrait, and make sure we can see you, make sure we can hear you. All of these things, which seems like it's almost one of these, like, the line of, like, common sense isn't so common. You'd think it's like, oh, they need to hear me and see me. So, like, keep keep thinking, like, what does TV and film look like that you love? What do your auditions look like? And I know it's different. You're not gonna, like, it's not like you're on set or you have a full backdrop and you're in full wardrobe, but framing, you can see them and you can hear them very, very clearly. You know, there's never an issue of like, what did that guy say? I couldn't hear. There was a dog barking and a fire engine in the background that I don't think were part of it. You know, what did he say? It just got choppy.
Okay.
That just lag?
I'm
That
not
just
sure what I'm
lag,
looking at.
right? At like the key moment of the movie,
Mhm.
that final speech.
Yeah, can you imagine like
Ha! Uh, uh,
ooh, oh,
you want the truth? You can't handle the to you goddamn right I ordered the code red. See, it doesn't
I
hit.
thought that was going to be more impactful.
Doesn't hit.
It doesn't get you. Doesn't get you.
No. Yeah. So just raise your personal standards. Raise your own bar. Those are a few little fun. Were there more on the list? These were just some quickies that you ran into last week based on sessions. Yeah.
Yeah, these are all based on sessions. And they're just very quick tips just to make sure that you're prepared for what could happen. Because again, 90% of the time, it's gonna go great. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be amazing. But then there's gonna be that one time where your internet shuts out and we have to figure out what to do. Because I don't want to submit a tape to your agent that is subpar. I want you to
really
have your best.
You can't.
Yeah.
You can't. You might as well just burn it. It would be like, how would that work? Like, what's the equivalent of that in real life? It's like them not being able to see or hear you in real life wouldn't make sense. It's like, hey, welcome to the audition. Go ahead and action. And they can't see and hear you in the room. Like, so your self tape needs to, like, they need to feel like they're right there for you. You know. Yeah.
And so we only had 3 tips for this week. So this is probably just going to be a very quick episode. But
we got more we can talk about. Trust me.
Yeah.
We're gonna milk it a little bit, but I think the overall thing is plan backups for backups and think from like a producer standpoint or an event planner standpoint. Like, if like nothing, like, raise the stakes as high as you possibly can, or just realize the real stakes, and the real stakes may be 6 figures, 7 figures if it's lead role, or 6 figures if it's a US or Canadian national commercial. Like, the stakes are very high on these, so why you'd ever let yourself play less than to your best because of tech things doesn't really make sense. So it's like, how can you capitalize on every opportunity? And the other thing that it does is it frees you to just perform, because then you're not thinking, like, even in all those 90% of the times you mentioned where it does go well and there's never any problems, if any mental capacity and mind space is taken up by you thinking, oh, I hope my Wi-Fi holds up, or I hope they don't think my lighting's shit, or I hope this mic doesn't do that wonky thing that it's doing. Any of those little thoughts are going to take you away from your prep and take you out of the moment in the audition itself, potentially. So just, you get to relieve yourself from all that by knowing, like, hey, I got the best of the best, and I've got backups for everything. There's nothing that I haven't double accounted for and triple accounted for. And then I think the extra thing on top of that is then still understand that the shit may hit the fan, and Murphy's Law says shit may go wrong. And then what do you do in that case? Don't be the person that freaks out and gets super apologetic and super flustered and oh my God, oh, so sorry, I'm so sorry. Like, just be like, oh, this is what just happened. Hang on one sec, guys. I'll fix this. Like, just be a human being, a solution-oriented human being, someone who doesn't lose, like, fly off the handle or lose their mind in those type of tech scenarios. And we've all been in those scenarios where you see someone and they're like, oh crap, oh geez, I don't know, do you know, honey, what the fuck is the Wi-Fi code? Huh? What? No, I'm doing the thing. Like the second that happens, it's like, okay, game over. This person can't be calm under pressure. So it's just, if your camera does go out or cut out, just deal with it quickly and efficiently, hopefully with a little bit of humor and some levity, so that production and casting knows, okay, ideally none of this would happen. So strive to be the person where none of that shit happens, so you don't ever have to worry about it. But when it does, be calm and collective, same as you would in a live audition if something went weird, or in a live show if something went weird with a prop or somebody missed a cue. You're not going to freak out and be like, oh my God, he missed his cue. Can we take this back and start over? Like, you know, and then you're like, oh, who is this guy? You know, this guy needs to be chill, you know? So prepare as much as you can and then let it go. And then also remember, it's just the opportunity of a lifetime, you know? That's it. It's everything and nothing at the same time. That's the thing. That's the thing about life and every opportunity. Yeah. Is like, you can stress about it and we can pump all this up, but it's also, it's an audition for a thing.
And you love doing that thing.
Yeah. So just love it.
Love it.
Love it. I want to unveil some general life hacks too. We'll just tack this on the end. Okay. I'll share something that this was suggested to me a while back, and I think it's like one of my most favorite simple things that I've ever done in my life that already has a huge impact. And that is, I saw on Instagram, it was like successful lady. I think it was like this successful CEO does this, and it's changed their life or something like that. And what it is you take all of your apps on your phone. You know, some apps you put into categories so that you just don't have a littered random desktop on your phone. You know what I'm talking about? So the suggestion, this is the life hack to all of you, is name those categories affirmations. And I'll give you an example. So I have a folder that has my calendars, my scheduling, Google Drive, and my clock in there. That group is called I Am Organized. Then I have one that's all my health apps, like my running app, calorie counter type thing, Fitbit, also meditation app. That one is I Am Healthy. And the cool thing about it is every time I use those apps, I see I Am Healthy on my phone and I click it. And then when it brings the menu up, the title on the menu is I Am Healthy. So I see all that. So I'm like saying it and doing it twice. I've got one that's got like my creator tools, Canva, InShot, a voice recorder, Anchor for the podcast, YouTube Studio, like video editors and things like that. That's I'm Creative. All my banking apps, my investment apps, PayPal, Stripe, Google Business, banking, credit card, all that stuff is I Am Wealthy.
Nice.
So that every time I'm clicking and dealing with that stuff, I'm reminding myself that I'm infinitely abundant and that source connects to everything, and that so do I. Also, I got an app or a folder that has all my learning apps. So Growth Day, Kajabi, which is a bunch of online courses and coaching that I subscribe to. Audible for audiobooks, Spotify, which I usually listen to podcasts. That is I Am Growing. So it's like, ooh, I want to grow today. I'm going to listen to a book on Audible. I'm going to listen to a successful podcast. Then I've got one that's my Google Maps, my parking apps, my CAA roadside, my weather, and my Uber. That one is I Am Exploring. That's me going all over the world. I've got right now I have my email in a separate folder, but that one is I Am Connected, which could also that could double for social media, but I got all my social media in one that's just I'm social.
I'm social. Nice.
I'm social. That could be other things too. That could be I am serving, or I am distributing, or I am sharing. That probably
Yeah.
I'm sharing. I'm
Yeah, I'm
sharing.
sharing.
Good. But that's my life hack of the week. So go through your phone apps. Also, a good general check is I think Gary Vee said this one time. He was like, he can tell if you give him your phone, he can tell who you are by the apps on your home screen, which is pretty true. So if all your apps are consumption based and spending money, or just all like I don't want to say garbage time, but like what would the word be? Escapism, I guess. Then you'll get a snapshot of what that person's priorities are versus someone who's got some learning apps and some creating apps and a meditation app and all that kind of stuff. So be mindful of all the apps and all the things. Like, this is, people like to complain about technology, but technology is fucking amazing. We all have all of the world's history, and we literally have all of the world's information in our hands, and yet somehow we figured out a way to fuck that up because we're human. But you can take some control back, and I know a lot of the apps are designed to suck people in, and they're designed to give you habits and attract you to things that pull you in, like fear and negativity. But you got to take some control over that. So I think being mindful and then seeing this as tools, like this is like if you were an alien and you were dropped here, and this was a foreign planet, and you were just dropped here with nothing versus dropped here with this. It's like, this is fucking incredible. You can speak to everyone in every different language through a translator app. You can go exactly where you want with Google Drive. You can read a book about every brilliant person on earth about every topic. You can learn all their expertise in a weekend. You subscribe to masterclass and just know how to do everything like a world-class person. You ever think about that? You used to have to just know people. Like, for you to get a masterclass from a chef, you had to know a chef who was a master chef offering a class in your geographic location that you could attend based on your schedule.
Or somehow get a job with them.
Now it's like literally like every successful person at anything in the world has something available on here that you can just tap into, and you didn't have to you're like, oh, he's my uncle. That's how I got my in. It's like everyone's connected. It's a global community. It's actually amazing. I think about that with podcast people that I subscribe to, like School of Greatness or Gary Vee or Jay Shetty. It's like or James Wedmore. It's like I feel like I know those guys. Like, I've spent more time with them than some family members and friends, as far as like learning and digesting and learning about their lives and hearing their coaching and training. And it's like, pre-podcast and pre-internet, none of that would exist. Anybody who argues that we're not living the greatest time ever is like, go back to the Middle Ages and see how much you liked it. Go back to the Renaissance time when you died when you were 35 with a tooth infection.
I'll give you a hint. It smelled like shit.
Right. Yeah. Everything just smelled like shit everywhere. Yeah. Is that from something?
No, I don't think so.
No.
That was me. That was a Brandon original.
Sounded like it was Lions. Yeah. So that's my tech. That's kind of an add-on tech tick. Tech tick.
Tech tip. Yeah. Tech tick.
Tip tip. Tip tip. Tip tip.
Tech tip.
Yeah. So again, the lesson is up level your home studio, have backups to the backups, be your best, so that you can just focus on your craft and your performance, so that you can relieve any of the anxiety and stress. And also, that's not just your anxiety and stress. Relieve the anxiety and stress of casting and production, because they're like, oh shit, how many people are we going to deal with today that don't have a good Wi-Fi connection or don't know how to use Zoom? Or haven't figured out that their camera can't be on the floor, or in a weird spot, or like we need the light, or like the light. Some people set up and there's a window behind them, so they're all blowing out in the dark. So you can take a lot of stress away from production, so that if you're meeting them via Zoom or recording an audition and submitting it, the second they see your frame, they're like, oh, we're in good hands, and we're not going to have to worry about all that tech shit anymore, because nobody wants to worry about that. It's just got to exist perfectly and you never think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a studio fun fact here, and this is all speaking in text about tech. We have laptop tripods that are great, but they were getting a little wonky. Some of the tightener, the fastener dials were getting a little loose. So I was like, fuck it, we need new ones. I don't want to be jiggling these or having to tape them up because the screws are stripped a little bit. So I ordered 2 more. Great, they arrived, but they're not as advertised. They're not the right height. So even the one that I'm on right now, people might notice I'm looking down. Like, this is camera at eye level here, and I'm gonna return them because they're amazing and they're perfect. Like, I highly recommend laptop tripods for Zoom and Zoom related things and streaming. But you need to be able to get it to your camera at you need the camera to be at eye level or very close to it. And these ones were the platform was supposed to be 63 inches, which I believe is 5'3", which then when you open up a laptop and you have a webcam on top of it, adds about another foot, which brings it up to about 6 feet. I'm 6'3", so that's the level I needed at. But these things do not, they're not that height. So it's like, part of me is like, I don't want to order them all again. But I also don't want to be putting a fucking box on top of this thing every time, or having a laptop stand designed to do this thing and then still having to have a jimmy rig. Let's put a shoe box and let's do all that. So Amazon, I'm sending them back. But the great thing about Amazon is they're just going to send me another one tomorrow. So it's like, there's not even any friction there. It's like, I can basically just do this. And, oh, the new ones are here. Oh, thank you, Jeff Bezos. Thank you. And yeah, one day we'll do this. We'll put together a tech. We do get asked this a lot, but we'll put together like a tech package or like a home studio kit. And again, you never want to get caught up too much on, like, people like to spend 6 months figuring out what mic to buy or what webcam. It's like, do a little bit of research and then just make a decision, and then you can always upgrade later, instead of feeling like people start a podcast and then be like, I haven't started my podcast because I haven't decided what mic to buy. No, you're just self-sabotaging and you're holding yourself back. It's like, figure out the minimum necessary, or the mid-range, or just go for broke and buy the most professional one if you want, and then roll with it. But know that you're gonna improve and tweak later on, and adjust.
Okay. Well, we could probably talk about adjusting and your tech stuff maybe at our Audition Hero event.
Ooh, yes. Audition Hero is coming up again. We ran it was a global live virtual training series, and we are back. You can save the date and you can save your spot. Go to laughingvikings.com/audition hero. And really, what are we doing there? We're helping actors learn how to record professional auditions without stress, without tech troubles, without having to bug your family and friends, so that you as the actor can focus on your craft and your performance and your own preparation, and book more roles ultimately in television and film until you book that dream role. So you can save your spot. Go to laughingvikings.com/audition hero. You can get registered. The date is going to be July 21st. That's a Thursday. But register, you'll get all the details. If by chance you got a scheduling snafu, we do suggest you show up live. But if you miss it live, you will have access to replays, if and only if you've registered. So make sure to register, laughingvikings.com/audition hero, and we will help you step into your dream role in 2022.
Now, Lars, off the top today, you were saying that there was a lot of laughter coming out from the alley. Is there something going on maybe on Friday this week?
Well, why, yes, we do have another Comedy Alley show this weekend. In fact, we got 2 right out that door in the alley. On Friday, June 24th, we have Aliyah Kanani. We also have John Mostyn, and we have Zayn Ali. That's here. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that fresh. We'll do it fresh. Well, I'm gonna do it fresh for the soundbite. Brandon edits these. I gotta do a good one. That was too, like, we're never gonna use that one. That's right. Right out that door at Laughing Viking Studio is Comedy Alley. This week, Friday, June 24th, we have Aaliyah Kanani, John Mostyn, and Zayn Ali. You've seen him doing the festivals all over the country, all over the world. Seen him at Just for Laughs. You've seen people on HBO, on Crave, all of the letters. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. But you can get those tickets. It's at 8 p.m. Friday and Saturday. And on Saturday, the 24th, you've got, who we got? I got to be locked and loaded with these. We'll do a separate one for, let me shake it off. We'll shake it off.
Yeah.
We got Friday done. And let me double check Friday or Saturday, I mean. Saturday, we have, I know it's a good one. Oh, okay. Yes.
Okay.
And Saturday, June 25th at 8 p.m., right out that door in Comedy Alley, you can see Anto Chan, Faisal Butt, and a player to be named later. We actually had one of the comedians have a schedule conflict, so we're swapping one out. I'll be hosting, of course. You can grab those tickets at laughingvikings.com/comedy alley. Only 20 seats available, so you got to register and reserve online. Go. This Friday and Saturday, June 25th and June 24th. The opposite. I said Friday and Saturday, and then I said them the opposite. But you guys understand how time works. The Saturday has a larger number than the Friday, is what I'm saying. It's not Friday the 25th and Saturday the 24th. It is Friday the 24th and Saturday the 25th. And we'll see you in the alley.
We'll see ya in the alley.
There you go. We got something.
we got sound bites there.
I don't know if those are usable. I don't know if any of those are usable. It's been a long day. It's hot here. It's hot.
It is hot.
Yeah, right now for the podcast, we turned off the AC in here. Normally the AC is cranking, so it's like a nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty boiling in the back.
Nice hot box. Yeah, the BK broiler. The BK broiler. Yeah. So once again, thanks for tuning in to today's episode. Up level your tech so that's not an issue. Just remove that from consideration so that you don't ever have to worry about that.
Yep.
And if you are worrying about it, you can just come and we can help you here at Actors Audition Club. And the first way we can help you is if you go to Audition Hero. You can register for a live workshop coming July 21st at laughingvikings.com/audition hero. And the second way we can help you is if you just need to laugh, grab some tickets to Comedy Alley at laughingvikings.com/comedy alley. Tell all your friends, like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. And anytime you want to share this in social media, tag us. You can tag us at Laughing Vikings or at Actors Audition Club. And then you can win prizes.
Prizes.
I like to dish out prizes, free tickets, free promo codes, coupon codes, 2-for-1s, 50% off.
Yeah, we've also been playing a very special game at Comedy Alley to finish off the shows, and people are dying for it.
Yes, we like to play Die of Joy. Die of Joy. It's real fun.
Die of Joy. I thought
you guys get it? Because it's a dice, but one dice is called a die.
Yeah.
And we spin it for prizes, which makes people
joyful.
So it's a die of joy. And then everyone in the alley chants, Die of Joy. Die of joy. Which, when you think about it, in the double entendre of it all, if you did die, dying of joy was probably, I would think, one of the best ways to go.
Probably,
like, what happened? Oh, he died of joy. Oh, really? What was going on? Oh, he was just loving every minute of it. He was laughing and hooting and hollering, and oh, you should have seen the smile on his face. He actually said, "I'm so full of joy," right before he died. And that's
a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing. And you too can be a part of a beautiful thing at Comedy Alley every Friday, Saturday at 8 p.m. by grabbing tickets at laughingvikings.com/comedy alley.
Yay!
There, we got a clean one. Maybe we'll use those instead of the other ones where I'm fumbling and bumbling.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how it shakes up.
All right. Episode 92 was a hell of a year. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to my baseball stories as well. And look for me on a professional baseball team field soon. or in
You
a
know.
baseball movie soon.
And I'll be in a hockey movie or a show. Who knows?
Maybe we'll be in the same movie, and it's the hockey boys versus the baseball boys.
We'll do Moneyball 2.
We're rivals. Oh, look, like we're the baseball guys always trying to play winter baseball in your hockey arena, and you guys are always trying to play summer hockey in our baseball field.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds cool.
Get out of here! It's
Get out of here!
It's baseball season.
This is a hockey rink. Hockey.
Baseball is life. Nothing else matters. We're here to play baseball on this baseball rink.
Hockey is the truest game there is. Whatever.
Baseball on skates.
Baseball on skates.
Yeah.
No.
It's like
no
Disney
one
on
wants
ice.
that.
Yeah, it's like Disney on ice. Everyone wants it.
I don't know.
Baseball on ice. Ice ball.
Ice
Ice ball. There you go. Did we just invent a new sport?
Ooh, maybe.
Sliding into home plate sucks. Sucks to be the catcher. Oh, is that guy gonna slide at me with his just sliding razor blades first into his face?
I feel like there's some safety hazards we'll definitely need to work out if we want to do ice ball.
Be done.
Might be. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe we just invented something. Maybe you are witness to something. Who knows? But join us next week as we dive even deeper.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.